send you all this information on
Yes, yeah, could you? Yeah.
It's Julian Coulter.
We can remove this. You say you can take it away from them.
Yeah, well, you're funding them by allowing them to use your name in capitals.
Yeah.
The moment you say to everybody, right, I'm now being recognised with my name in lowercase because that's me. You're not having access to my trust account. You're taking away their funding. As soon as more and more people wake up to it, they panic.
So has anyone done this and they've got their own funding?
I've lived off my trust account for 7 years. I do this 24/7. I do this, and I'm doing it at the moment.
How did you access it?
Pardon?
How did you access it?
I tell the authorities they're giving me the money because it's my money, not theirs. Yeah, they have to, because it's the law. When you're reporting it's unlawful, what they're doing is called legal fraud. So if they're using your name in capitals, that's deceiving you to access, that's extortion. So the moment you tell the authorities, the council, the police and stuff like that, they panic. So I get people who are having their houses taken off of them, tell them not only have they got enough money to pay for the mortgage that they say they're not paying, but that they pay, and they're doing what's called the mortgage fraud. They then spin it all around. The council can't back them up, the police can't back them up because they're still using the same thing. And this goes right the way through to the Royal Courts of Justice, even to the point of where the Royal Courts of Justice did the sign, which is the pound coin developing the 12-sided edge, on the 15th of October, shortly after they did this event, and that was to show that the legal override of law had backed up what happened at Milton Keynes.
Is that a website?
No, well, but it's like, no, even my neighbours who let me use their Wi-Fi, all my neighbours that are awake and they've all like cottoned on to this, my neighbours had their Wi-Fi fried for letting me borrow it. That's going back in 2016. Now it's.
So how do we find it?
Right, just like it's I haven't got email address. Just go on Facebook. It's Julian.
I left Facebook.
Okay, it's Julian Coulter. If you go on PM, don't send me a friend request.
Are you on Twitter?
No, they won't let me have Twitter.
I'm not. Are you on Telegram?
It doesn't matter, as long as you've got somebody who can send it through, then I can send you the infographs and send you all the information. And the main thing is what you've got on there. The more you develop this information, not for me, so you're not believing my trust, and you go and get it, and if you've got a camera,
yeah, hang on, I've got a camera. Okay.
Take a picture of that. That's one of the conduits. That was also exposed here by someone who was working as an agent. That was what was called Gordon Bode, and he's died now. And then in reference to like all of the agents and their work, so if you have a look and go through, I can't say that one, but if you have a look all on this is what they did regarding logbooks.
That's the driver, yeah, I've got
So 10 years to 2017, to 2007, they got everybody to send this document back, and they got everyone, so what I realise is everyone's handed over the paperwork that says you don't own your property back in 2007. They did it 10 years before. That's why everyone sent that one back to receive that one.
This document is not proof of ownership. Oh yeah. I wondered about that more recently. Why?
It's all for now. They're now doing the legal asset strip and stripping everybody back as well as doing the population. So in other words, there's no way for you or your family to prove. If you haven't got the receipt that you originally bought your car with, they can come and take it. You can't prove you've got your own vehicle.
I did wonder about that.
Yeah. That's the key one, is the birth certificate name there, look. Name in lowercase.
So what can you do? Have it changed to lowercase up here?
No, leave that as it is, and you use it to your benefit.
Oh, okay.
And what you do is, if you receive any letters, you turn around and send it back and say, sorry, you're trying to access my trust account. If you would like to address me, you send letters to me and my name in lowercase. You go to your bank and say, I'll take my money out unless you put my name on my account, because I'm not having you access my trust account without my permission.
My name at my bank is lowercase.
No, it's not. Ask them to do a printout sheet of what your account is, and you even start to get to recognise why you got called master when you were a child and then got changed to mister, because you were still master of your estate, and after 13 years you've acknowledged to them that you've missed your opportunity. You take the letters of estate out of master and you get left with M and R, so you're letting them know that they've removed your estate and you've missed your opportunity to reclaim your estate. Right. So don't acknowledge being mister anymore. And the key word is man, because everything goes back to the Bible. What they're frightened of is everyone realising that the law that's written in what's called Breshit, really, but they call Genesis, but they've overturned everything in the Bible, is if you use the terminology man, if you go into a court and say, I'm a man, okay, not master or mister, you're restoring your right of law, and then what you do is you say to any judge or any authority, are you revoking my right to God's law? Okay, they'll panic and they'll abandon the court. You win outright, because what they're doing is committing treason, because they know that you know all of this. but it makes the courts
So
false.
this is all the Freemasons.
Literally, yeah, it's all Freemasonry. Yeah, basically, if you think there's 33 levels of Freemasons, even to the point of where they get to the jesters level, and it's called the jesters level. So after they've done, say, 30 odd sets of things, they then find out everything that they've learned, believing that everything was to do with the mighty power and stuff like that. They then realise that everything's Luciferian. So literally everything is like they've got all of the churches, everyone going to church on Sundays because it's Sunday reference. The road that goes down from here to Buckingham Palace is on 126 degrees. That's on the solstice line. So the whole of the Buckingham Palace is on the solstice line. So on the first day on the solstice, which is 216, 6 times 6 times 6, on that angle, on the solstice angle, the sun comes up literally through Admiralty Arch, and Admiralty is the beast that rises out of the sea, because it's the Admiralty rules of trading. That's why you've got Admiralty Arch. So you're literally stood in literally all of the monuments that are all depicted: male, the gate, womb, phallic, and they've copied it all at Milton Keynes, so they could, rather than do the rituals here and not get away with it.
Sure. Good morning, Jody.
For the record, what is taking place here is actually pre-organized crime for the likes of those in authority and in your position. Such sites as deagle.com, that's www.deagle.com, deagel.com, shows planned depopulation statistics such as with the New World Order. These set-up-to-fail processes which debilitate the larger part of the naive population has been set up to asset strip individuals of their property in the guise of protection through the COVID pandemic. This will only be known entirely by high-level Freemasons, and unless symbology and numerology is recognized, the media facade goes largely unrecognized. Although this has been how the large corporations have taken out small businesses in the past, it has not been known until now that this is operated from the Phoenix scam and likewise the mortgage fraud, which all operate via the name and capitals. I've addressed this to you individually and now alerting the public at large to your benefiting and unaccountability, and challenge the legal system to prove this wrong on your behalf. The system operates wrongly, is guilty until proven innocent. I put this to you that you are in the same position in the face of the public inquiry. The phrase order out of chaos is now blatantly obvious as the principle being used in manipulations that are becoming known rapidly, which are utilizing psychological and emotional abuse for isolating and alienating family loved ones, imposing mental health ailments, and using them to be exploited like nursing home segregations. Since I have been notified, I have investigated and urge other members of the public to do the same. I recognize these patterns having gone through the family fraud court process. The public is being provoked by unlawful orders, our loss of income and resources, and forcing people to be dependent on the state. Let it be known that the aims of a one-world government is now obvious, and the public is being set against the government facade that we are now in. The agenda now matches the 1666 Great Fire of London ruse and its bubonic plague pandemic, which was used to sneak in the Cestui KV Trust Act of 1666, which made all bond equity profiteering possible. Likewise, the 1918 Spanish flu, which followed on from the Titanic flu, all corresponds to the convenient sinking of the Titanic, the loss of the stock exchange brokers on board celebrating, which deliberately caused the stock exchange crash at that time, and which matches the same great reset we now face. The Federal Reserve conveniently started 616 days after the sinking of the Titanic. This also conveniently corresponds to World War I, which, despite what most people would think, the central banking and large corporations with the media actually flourished. This should leave the public curious and needing to investigate SERCO, S-E-R-C-O, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and the Rockefeller Foundation with their operating lockstep, which matches the waves of lockdowns we are experiencing. I would ask you if you are covering for all these and pose questions to you as in the past, but predictably, they will be met by the regular wall of silence. Let it be known, this is a sign of being complicit by all of you.